10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer.
What's going on, guys? We got kind of a weird yet sad story because this guy had his home raided for having a squirrel in his house. Yes, these people went through the trouble out there in Woke Behind New York, you know, the place that is effectively a Democrat stronghold. They have a Democrat governor in New York City, a Democrat mayor, DA, AG. It's just Democrat on top of Democrat on top of Democrat, right? And they went through all the trouble to raid this guy's house, putting time, energy, and money, like doing all the paperwork and everything to raid this guy's house for a squirrel living there. But you have hundreds of thousands of illegal migrants there, and they're not doing a damn thing about it. They're literally not deporting anybody. They're not doing anything. And they're ruining this guy's life over a squirrel. Take a look.
Later.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation seized the pet and Longo's pet raccoon Fred on Wednesday. A person involved in the investigation was bitten by the squirrel. To test for rabies, both animals were euthanized.
You need that many officers to show up to my house to literally pull my closets apart.
We just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
Why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely, and the world witnessed this for 7 years? Why now suddenly did they show up with a search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
It's not that I'm even a squirrel fan, guys, but if I heard about, oh, a guy has a squirrel living in his house, you know, there could be diseases, like, what the hell? Like, guys, who cares? We're not talking an alligator. We're not talking a bear. You know, we're not talking like even something kind of big, like maybe a goat, but a freaking squirrel. Seriously, this is what the Democrats in charge, because make no mistake, the Democrats are in charge. They think that squirrels are important. They think transgender women in sports, men effectively in women's sports, is important. Okay? Like, these are the people who are running the country right now. This is after you recently had a 5-year-old girl raped by an illegal migrant, you know, the people who they refused to deport and do anything about, and who Kamala Harris said she wanted to decriminalize. Yeah, those people.
This morning, this Westbury man here on your screen, he's accused of raping a 5-year-old girl. Detectives say Wilson Castillo Diaz assaulted the girl about 2 weeks ago. Police say the 26-year-old entered the country illegally back in 2014, was arrested and released, but never showed up for his immigration hearing. We're told ICE has been notified about this. Police are now asking anyone who believes that they may be a victim to give them a call.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman. Unfortunately, I am here because of a tragic circumstance, a heinous crime committed here in Nassau County by an illegal immigrant who should not have been in this country. Unfortunately, it ended in a circumstance where a 5-year-old girl was raped. 5 years old. Apparently, this individual, who is under arrest now due to the fine work of our Nassau County Police Department, entered this country at the age of 16 in 2014. That individual was detained at the border and given a hearing date and never showed up for that hearing date. That individual was part of the catch and release program that still goes on here in the United States.
Meanwhile,
it is wrong to somehow suggest that an undocumented immigrant is a criminal. Being an undocumented immigrant is not a crime. I know what a crime looks like. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. 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 An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
You see why Trump needs to win? This is a complete waste of resources. All they did was put a bunch of time and energy into devastating these people. They got mad, probably because the Squirrel was wondering what the hell was going on. Why are you in here? And I feel threatened because, you know, these people are some a-holes. So the Squirrel apparently like bit one of the people and then they euthanized. I'm talking about they're doing some rabies test. And like the people lying their ass. So they got mad because the Squirrel bit them and they probably snapped the damn thing's neck or something. Is the reality of the situation. Now this guy is suing. But the only reason that this story is even important, like, because guys, do I really care about this guy Squirrel? No, it's not what it's about. It's not about saving the squirrels, guys. It's about saving the American people, because why the hell is somebody raiding your house over a damn squirrel? I got a squirrel that I'm trying to get out of my house, but I don't want nobody to raid my house. Should I call some people over at my house if they could get rid of this squirrel for me for free? Because maybe you should have told them that there was illegal migrants at your house and then nobody would have showed up, because you don't want to just bust down people's doors. They've said before that this is going to be scary as hell if Trump deports millions of people, because he's going to have to raid people's houses. A 5-year-old just got raped. The squirrels aren't doing that to anybody. They have devastated so many people. I'm sure you guys have heard of Jocelyn and her mom being totally devastated, and they keep playing this video over and over again at the Trump rallies.
Good night, and I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that that was going to be the last time I saw her.
We're best friends. Yeah.
My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants.
We begin with two men. We're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration in our borders. If we had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies, I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her.
Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn.
My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter, she failed Jocelyn. You know, she was only 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares.
Totally sickening, guys. I'm so freaking disgusted. Get out and vote for Trump. Like, these people are out of control. Like, imagine somebody raid your house, you instead of a dog or a cat, you got a raccoon, a squirrel, could be anything, and then somebody kicking your door down, treating you like a criminal. Meanwhile, you got actual real criminals that they just released from prison, no bail. They've done bail reform. A lot of time it's no bail. And these people just get to go around and grape women and children with impunity. And if you try to say something about it, you're some sort of xenophobe or racist or some sort of villain or Nazi even. These people are sick. I'm so tired of this stuff, man. I'm just so over it. I'm so ready for November 5th. Trump better win this election. Guys, do everything you can. If you haven't voted, do not miss November 5th. Anything can happen. So if you still have the ability to vote early, if they're still available where you're at, definitely do that. But do not miss this, because this could be coming to a door near you. Or are you posting one of the Black Anomaly Rising videos? Oh, that's disinformation. Kick your door down, steal your whole computer, shut your internet off, send you to jail. You never know what's coming with these radical leftists, guys. These people are only just getting warmed up. Those are just my thoughts. So let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer.
I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.